Hello, David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. Welcome back. All right, so this has been clearly a year of celebration. I mean, look at all the different ways that we continue to celebrate James Bond. And this video is about a continued celebration of some of the aspects of James Bond. For example, New Orleans. Well, I'm standing in front of the Live and Let Die display in my collection for a reason, because that takes place in New Orleans. It's a very Bond location. If we've seen in a year, in a celebratory anniversary year of Live and Let Die's 50th anniversary. But we also have to talk about the celebration of jazz. I mean, the aspects of jazz and James Bond go together like, well, peanut butter and jelly. And since 1962, when you first heard those jazz notes, you knew that it was going to weave a fabric of storytelling through music and sound all the way up to 2023. The jazz notes and the aspects and the foundation of jazz do not stop. And another aspect of Bond that you could weave in this storytelling is space. Yes, not just Moonraker, but even You Only Live Twice. And so that's why I'm wearing, well, holding this astronaut helmet to talk to you about an event that I'm going to be attending on December 2nd in New Orleans that has to do with jazz and it has to do with space. You see how all this is coming together? You're following me on this? It's fun, right? So the New Orleans Jazz Museum, which is one of the most prolific and impactful, quite frankly, jazz museums in the entire world, are putting on their gala event on December 2nd. We're going to have all the details below, but what's really great about this is an opportunity for many of us Bond fans to head to New Orleans. I'm going to be there with Danielle, and there is a pre-party. There is an option to get a ticket for a pre-party where you're going to have different tastes of New Orleans, different wonderful bites, different libations, different cocktails, etc., that are themed around space, but also from and brought to you by the people of New Orleans, whilst listening to incredible jazz music. We're going to hear about in a moment. But the other thing with this is the main gala event, which lasts the whole evening, quite frankly, is about a celebration of a flashback forward. In other words, a flashback with space from the 1960s. So people are going to be dressed theme, not just from the 60s, but the 70s, the 80s. It's all about space themes. So this is an opportunity where you don't always have to wear a dinner suit. You can come to this, dare I say, in costume. You could wear a Moonraker costume. You could be Sean Connery from You Only Live Twice. I've got something in mind. I'm not going to give it away because we're actually going to be capturing the event for the Bond Experience. Yes, I'm going to be part of the pre-party. You'll be able to hang with me. We'll be part of the gala event. The whole setup. We're going to be going to New Orleans a couple days before to see some of the Bond locations and take in the real, truly essence, the environmental impact, if you will, of this jazz museum being located in the heart of the world of jazz, which is New Orleans. But it also happens to be a series of Bond locations. So imagine that as a destination and a way to continue the celebration at this gala. Now, I could go on and talk about this, but I'm not going to. No, because I'm going to get my good friend Greg, who leads this crazy band of people that are putting this on, to really describe what is this gala all about.
All right. And as promised, here is the man himself, Greg. Greg, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Dave.
Well, I tell you what, we're excited, but you're the man with the details. I've been telling everybody about the big jazz gala that is on December 2nd, but talk to us. What is there at the gala itself?
It's going to be an incredible event. This is our sixth year. We've had many bands in the past, but this year our headliner is George Clinton, Mr. P-Funk himself. Of course, he's going to be performing with New Orleans musicians, Jason and Lorette Neville, but also many other New Orleans musicians, the greats here in New Orleans, Herlin Riley, Detroit Brooks, I don't know, you name it. And Mahmoud Choki, who's on our record label, Gallatin Street Records, will have a special performance. Around 12 bands this year, including bands from Honduras and Dominican Republic, Haiti. It's a fun party.
And it's interesting too, because you're mentioning all these jazz greats. James Bond and jazz go together hand in hand. So I mean, this is a little bit of a mecca for James Bond. You've got New Orleans, which is of course Live and Let Die. You've got
Right.
jazz, which is very James Bond, even dating back to Ian Fleming. But you've gone one step further because there's a particular theme that's a little bit Moonraker-ish. Can
That's
you
right.
tell us about the theme?
That's right. This year, appropriately enough, with George Clinton, we're going to outer space, to the future. And every generation thinks of the future in its own ways. We are particularly fond of the 1960s, early 70s version, and so our tagline this year is "Blast Off a Futuristic Flashback," and we encourage people to dress the part, but you don't have to. Of course, a suit, tuxedo, whatever you want to do is going to work and fit with the party.
So this is interesting too, because of course, all the audience that I have, they love sort of dressing up. If it's not like James Bond from the 1960s, it's, different things. So you thinking like 1960s type era things, or a little bit more even space theme, or anything goes?
Yeah, it's pretty much anything goes, but really kind of a space theme from, kind of a 60s look at going to outer space. Also kind of futurism, Logan's Run, that type of thing, but just kind of having fun with it.
I'm so getting a visual right now. I'm going to have to put that away because I don't want to influence the audience into what they should wear. But yeah, so they arrive to the gala itself, and I know you've done this before, but people want to understand, what are they in store for? Is it just music? Is there food? Is there revelry? What is there?
Incredible. The music is incredible. It's the best of New Orleans musicians, but also musicians from other countries, as I mentioned, and then of course George Clinton. But the food is incredible. Messina's catering is going to be doing it. They did it last year, and people have been raving. And also we'll have some of the key restaurants, older restaurants like Galatoire's and Acme Oyster, etc. So there's going to be a lot of the old line restaurants, but also Messina's doing a really nice selection of foods, both for the patron party and for the gala.
Amazing. There's so many different colorful aspects to it. The complexities of it are so perfect. And by the way, I've heard a few people who have made mention of this. They're thinking about coming in and making really a weekend of it, because again, as I mentioned, it's a James Bond location, whether
Yes.
it's the Bayou or actually New Orleans itself. Do you find that people tend to kind of wrap this around a weekend getaway?
Yeah, it's really become a destination event, and the weather is really mild at this time in early December in New Orleans. You can, the hotels aren't full. You can come in and have easy access to the hotels, and just come and check out the scenery, come check out the French Quarter, maybe go for a swamp tour or something if you like, and just so many things to do. But the gala itself the building here takes up an entire city block, so our grounds, the entire building will be activated. We'll have 5 stages and a lot of scenery to check out.
Amazing. And I should make mention right now, as I hinted before, I will be there covering the event, filming a video for the Bond experience for everybody to see, and future galas for people to get an idea of what they can really encounter. I am incredibly excited. But Greg, we got to tell these people, how do they get involved? How do they actually go to the event itself?
For sure, for sure. If you go to our website, nolajazzmuseum.org, just click on the gala tab, and then all of the ticketing information is there. Gives the lineup and all of that good stuff. And if you get a ticket and if you need help with finding a hotel, just give us a call. But it's there's information there for preferred hotels, etc. So.
Phenomenal. We can't wait. So Greg, before I let you go, I'm going to ask really the toughest question of all. Can you let us know if you're going to be in a space theme, or are you going to be in a suit or a tuxedo?
I am debating. I am looking at it. My initial vision was gold lame or silver lame, but I think I'm changing more to I'm looking at like different, perhaps either cotton or leather versions of Space Force suits. We'll see. I'm still kind of on the fence, actually.
I'm getting almost like a Forbidden Planet type of vibe from you. I like that.
Right
All right,
now.
we'll have to converse on that. Greg, thank you so much. We cannot wait to see you at the gala. We're also going to put down below in the comment section the different links to make it really easy to get this engaged, and we're going to be keeping an eye on this.
Fantastic. Grateful.
Well, there you have it. I'm hoping that you join me, find a way. It's not too far off, right? According to my very spacey looking watch from Live and Let Die, that this gala is going to take place on December 2nd. The links are down below, the tickets are down below, all those things. And again, we can party up in New Orleans and continue the celebration of some of these essences that really make up, the world that we live in. So that'll do it for now. In the meantime, hope to see you there. I've got to find a plane to get to New Orleans. This has been David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. We'll see you real soon. Take care. I wonder if this will fit. Thanks for watching this episode. If you want to be up on the latest from the Bond Experience, just click on this subscribe and subscribe to our channel. You're going to get all the latest and greatest information, plus some exclusive content. And by the way, speaking of content, here's something especially for you, just because we know you. Talk to you soon.